Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the 8-time GSL champion Terran in the blue. It's the man, the myth, the Maru. But he's up against the player ranked #1 in the world by Dark. The final boss in the red, it's Dark. A best of 5 Terran versus Zerg showdown. A rematch of the GSL Finals. And whether you would like to see Dark take Maru back to school again, or for Maru to finally prove Artosis' predictions of his widespread success correct for once. Either way, it'd be awesome if you could like and subscribe. And Jimmy, what are we at? 13.99. 13.99 likes on this video, and we can unlock a new video, a new cast. And if we get it within 12 hours, I'll even throw in a free keychain. Okay, probably not that. And we'll probably do the cast anyways. But either way, it'd be awesome if you could like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And I certainly hope it's about to get a little bit better, especially than these drones. Maru goes straight into the main with the Reaper. Doesn't bother poking and prodding at any creep tumors. Instead, trying to get some damage done early. And I seriously expect both these players will be throwing things at each other early. As the way Dark managed to take the GSL Finals was the equivalent of driving the car off the bridge with both of them in it. Just hitting Maru hard and fast in a way that he certainly didn't expect. And Dark has this originality about him. Unlike Cyril's meticulous Zerg accounting, Dark is like an impressionist painter who's very willing to shove his paintbrush Nidus worm down your throat. And let's not be gross about it, okay? It's a perfectly normal thing to do if you're the most insane person in StarCraft 2. So, starport on the way for Maru. 3 command centers halfway done. And we're off to a relatively standard start. No Roach Warren yet. I'm fully expecting the Roach Warren to be a major part of this series for Dark. A lair at 3.5 minutes means it will be more than done by the time a Banshee could potentially arrive. And there's just going to be a Viking first instead. You usually don't get a lair this early unless you have some specific intent behind it. We still don't see a Roach Warren. No Overlord speed as well, so I'm not sure where Dark wants to go with it, but he's gonna go somewhere. Yeah, there's... You know, because of Dark's Nidus Worms, I think that might be why Maru is adding a Viking to start things up. Drive out the Overlords, and the most dangerous early attack vector may be at least slightly delayed. Yeah, first Overlord comes in. Dark... What is this? He still hasn't gotten anything. Lair is done. And yes, there's going to be Banshees, but again, it's so early, this lair, before any other tech. What are you doing, Dark? He doesn't Nidus. The amount he doesn't care cannot be understated. Oh my. And the Viking missed it! How did you miss it? The Overlord just drifted very slightly to the left, lazily to the left, and evaded the Viking, which came right... Oh, no. Are you kidding me? It's not gonna work, is it? Like... Maru prepared... The Viking was, at least in part, to counter exactly this. And it's still... Most players only send one Overlord across the map anyways, because... Oh, come on. Well... Dark lays the Nidus down in himself in the base. And what you don't know can certainly hurt you. Are you kidding me? We've arrived! Brenda! How did they not see this coming? That's a great question, Susan, but I'm not complaining. Well, this is an unmitigated disaster for Maru. Exactly what he was expecting in game #1. And here it is. 2 Niduses in the base. This is Dark's base now. Well, he has to get the Overseer. There's only 2 Banshees to defend. But this is already a devastating position. The production is delayed. He's making a Spine Crawler in his base. Target firing down the Banshees. He still has that Overseer. He can bring more Queens in. I mean... Maybe there's a chance that Maru holds this, and it looks like he may be able to put together the defenses. He even has 10 more workers right now. But this is Dark, so We're not really... I can't believe he's making a spine crawler in the base. Another queen comes out. The double Nidus rallying in the legs. Down goes another Banshee. Oh, no. Everything the creep touches is our domain, Lucille. But we're spreading the creep, Brenda. Exactly. And the spine crawler in the main base. Oh, Dark. Oh, Cyclops, he's just building whatever he can. And there's almost nothing left. Maru still has the worker lead for whatever good that will do you. Then more queens popping out. Another spine crawler. He uprooted and rebuilt the spine. I can't, but like Maru knew this was coming or something very similar. And still. It's beautiful and terrible. Disgusting and inspiring. Chaotic. Yet elegant. Maru's in a very long death anime. When you have spine crawlers killing your reactors, it has not gone well. Oh my. More spines and knitting needles than an elderly chiropractor's office. And the queen! Oh my! He has to retreat from his main base. Ah, Dark. I wish you weren't married. I'm sorry. Jimmy, edit that out. Another Nidus locks him in between a Nidus and a siege tank. The Cyclones. He's evacuating. No, this is Dark's base now. The third base will burn. That's it, Maru. That's enough. Game 1 is Dark's. You can leave now. Game 1 goes to the final boss in a decisive fashion. Oh my. Can we just call the series there? That should count for 2. That's all I have to say about that. Well, Dark doesn't let the terrestrial bounds of the queens really decide it. He was angling for the Nidus from like minute 3. Maru had ample opportunity to scout it, shut it down. He should know. You cannot leave darkness in your base. Otherwise, there will be darkness in your base. The oldest mistake, the easiest one to make. And here we are, 1-0, heading into Crimson Court. All right. Jimmy, pause the video so I can take a shower. Well, Dark working on the little mineral wall so we can actually take a third without the Reaper being incredibly annoying. I don't know how to follow that up. Like, what am I going to talk about? How the map's kind of crazy and, like, how siege tanks are good and medevacs are even better? These rules don't apply anymore. Okay. I do think... It's almost like Dark and Cyril play an entirely different race. Somehow. I think part of the reason of Dark's success is he's like those kind of crazy Protoss of old. The Zest. The MC. Just this killer instinct that is kind of actually rare for Zergs historically. Zergs are more of the encompass and eclipse sort of... oh my god, I'm stumbling over my words here. But all that conventional wisdom rendered obsolete. Beautiful Reaper micro. Well, now he's going to lose it, but this map has 2 employee entrances for the Reaper. Interesting that Maru is just sending it directly, like directly to the main. He doesn't bother trying to delay any creep tumors. Somehow every Zergling took a hit, but none of them died. So Dark rotating out his meat shields. Reaper pops in again. Queen, Brenda bounced. Oh, and stay out. Oh, no. Dark has his third on the way. Maru going to... Well, there's still plenty of opportunity, but Dark hasn't been mining gas again. This is a much more macro-oriented build. A little surprising to see. The beauty of doing a build like that in Game 1 is now he's living rent-free, both literally and figuratively, in Maru's base. Last game, literally. Right now, I'm sure that Maru will be very careful about checking his corners. Doors and corners. That's where they get you. So, a Roach Horn on the way. Early, 4 minutes is your typical time. 4 minutes is when you want that Roach Horn usually to just be safe against the Hellion Banshee push. Anything before 4 minutes is a bit of an alarm bell. This is not so early that it can't just be defensive. But another example of just kind of keeping your options open. Maybe if he sees something, or, you know, it just strikes him that he decides to do a Roach Horn. Dark has 45 drones and counting. And Maru's doing a Hellion drop. What year is it? It can still be a very effective strategy, but there's so many options that are more direct, is usually why it's not very common. Dark actually skipped Zergling speed. In fact, he didn't have any gas at all, which Maru might be exploiting here. Oh, Evo chamber block, but he goes for the other side of the drones, get in the way! And you know what? Well, things are getting hot in here, so let me take out all your drones. I find more slam poetry on Dronely fans, but 15 drones. Well, that was an utter disaster. The lackadaisical Hellion drop becomes devastating economic damage. As Dark did not respect it, the drones did not manage to escape. Maru just drove in, and Dark now 15 drones poor. Of course, he plummets to a 4-drone lead now, as he already had 3 bases. Part of the downside is they're not hitting so early that there aren't already the 3 bases up. You already have all this production to work with. He will recover, but it does cost time and money, friend. So, will there be a window for Maru to follow it up before Dark is kind of able to get back on track? Maybe. 1-1 on the way. He's going to have the Evo chambers like a full minute behind Maru starting his upgrades. So, clearly, there will be opportunities here. And the most important thing now is Dark has no chance coming across the map. He could maybe go super all in and try to do a Roach timing as a counterattack to the Hellion aggression. But the Banshee's already on the field. He doesn't have a Nidus, so Maru will have time to build up back at home and know he's completely comfortable with no chance of counterattack. Banshees. That seemed a bit optimistic. The Queens, trying to at least redeem themselves slightly. Queens have done more damage in Maru's base than they've defended in Dark's base throughout this series. Which, you know, par for the course. Overseer strongly suggesting those Banshees leave, but not much he can do about it right now. Queen's trying to chase him down. Opening up the rocks at least, so that way he can move between his bases a little easier, and a double drop headed in. Maru hitting the 3rd base. Not enough Marines to grind through this without the 1-1 at least. Or maybe I'm a liar. No, it's fine. 1-1 on the way for both sides. Maru's going to have that 30-40 second advantage. Not as dramatic as I thought it would be. Still kind of close, though. Infestation Pit is already on the way for Dark. I don't know if he wants to start a hive while the Banshees are literally in his base, but you know what he does want? A Nidus Worm. Alright. Dark, the Muad'Dib of StarCraft 2. He will summon the worms and ride them into the enemy base. In the pipe 5x5, right, boys? Nope. Ah! I trusted you! 10 Swarm House? What the Southern Carolina. Oh, One of the top 2 Carolinas. Sir Richard and his band of swarm host brethren have been called in yet again to harry and delay the Terrans at great cost to their mental stability. But instead, well, they're gonna go through the night of swarms. He's gonna, like, no, this is not, no, what? He's up against Bio. There's not even a bunch of tanks. Like, Marines just stopped it. He's using the map against the Terran. Because this map is so difficult to maneuver around conventionally. But Locust, on the other hand, what are you doing? It's gonna work, I think. This first swarm host wave doing damage at all is a huge deal. 14, here come the Roach Ravager. Down go multiple siege tanks, and just like that, Dark knocks out 19 SCVs, multiple tanks, and he's got the supply lead. What? You're not supposed to go swarm hosts against Bio Terran? That is incorrect. Well, the big danger is just a counterattack outright. The fact that Maru's army will be better in a heads-up fight. That Roach Ravager is a scary sight. Maru's gonna have to choose between fight or flight. The timings are going to be incredibly tight. But the Locust dropping down the Corrosive Biles. That's some Zerg might. And definitely a reason to smash that like. Hive, halfway done. He actually delayed his Hive. So, while Dark has done damage, the heavily armed elephant in the room is this biotank army. How does Dark stop it? He doesn't have Vipers. He doesn't even have speed mains yet. He's got a bunch of swarm hosts taking up army supply. They've done good work, but it does not scale well against this army. He's maxed out, but Dark's army is pretty mediocre. He needs Vipers. Infestors would be nice, but Vipers are kind of required. Even with that many Ravagers, the Corrosive Biles, he drops down a wave of Biles. The Locust as well. Maru is beaten back, but he's going to kill this hatch now. He's got 2-2 done. Dark is scraping together the upgrades. Maru actually gives up the main attack and is going to try to divide and conquer. And extra time here, I think, goes in Dark's favor. That army was, well, the Corrosive Biles, just spraying and praying all over the place, are certainly a dangerous option. The Queen's gonna drive this away. Still with 8 medevacs scattered throughout the field. It's going to be very difficult for Dark to defend every side. Yeah, here comes another one. Just completely out of position. The hatchery just dead. He's gonna be able to pick up and get out with the majority of his units. The swarm hosts at the natural. Will they kill the orbital? He manages to lift in time. The natural's getting gutted, but Dark has now lost 1 hatchery. Another one badly bruised. 3-3 is on the way. Viper's in production. Dark is doing a great job of keeping Maru at bay, but the momentum is still in favor of the Terran, as Dark's army composition simply doesn't stack up. The fact that Maru's at 200 supply means he has the better army. If Swarm Hosts, sorry Swarm Hosts, but if Swarm Hosts are included in the composition, at least 2/3 of the time the Terran army is far better. That, like, 15-20 seconds when the Locust drop down, that is the opportunity to get the damage done. But Dark has no way to force the fight during that timing, because Maru, of course, could just pick up and get out, no matter what sort of beautiful formation of corrosive. Oh my god. There's the adrenal glands, but the medevacs easily dodge away. What? Hello? And goodbye to 10 FCVs. Dark somehow gets in. He kills 2 tanks as well. But another drop. He drops the base before it can even come up. And guns down. +3 is done for those Marines. He's chasing the Ravagers. Oh no. The Corrosive Biles, but he's stepping, he's stibbing, he's stuttering, and the efficiency of this bio army. It's unclear who's flanking who, but he eventually picks up and gets out. Dark still has a bunch of money in the bank. He's running out of larva. He has no larva with it. He has 9 oh, he's actually supply blocked too. And the swarm hosts are out on the field. The bio army has kind of cut together. He's consolidated everything. The Ravager Baneling. Dark just can't keep a hatchery up. And, you know, that's, the older you get, the harder it is. So Ravagers, Banelings, and the Vipers are also here, but he can't really decide what he wants to do with them. He doesn't really have enough for Parasitic Bomb, but wait, the Locust from the side, Ravagers holding it together, Locust helping out a bit. Well, he really wants to use that, but Blinding Cloud is an option, but here come the reinforcements. GG, Maru grinds through. Despite the chaotic nature of that game, Dark is beaten back, and Maru survives. But it wasn't easy. And it certainly wasn't consistent, as... well, I think Maru a bit shell-shocked by that. Both the Nidus and the Swarm Host, which, one, the Nidus was so late. And who goes Swarm Host against, like, Bio Terran? That's a maybe if you're behind in the late game or up against mech. No, that's... Well, 1-1. He almost made it work. Was it the best option? Maybe. Because by conventional metrics, I don't think Dark has much of a hope against that better upgraded Terran. But the Swarm Hosts were such a curveball that it gave him an oh my god. Never mind about that game. We got to talk about this one. Maru is proxy rexing. And Dark is expanding to the gold base on the outside. Because of course he is. Which is actually, well, usually safer. But in this case, the question is whether Maru suspects him of doing this. Because almost every Zerg will do this on this map now. It's quite predictable. Even for Dark. So... do it. Do it. No, yep, there it is. So, Dark. The vision on the hatchery, not there. Here come the drones, though. He still doesn't see it. The bunker. And...
surprise, motherfucker.
Well, the SCV's got to be pulled off the line. Here we go. All right. Reaper comes out. Queen's on the way. He's gonna try to build. He gets one of the drones. He's trying to get that SCV. If you get the SCV, this becomes a lot easier. But whips out the grenade. The SCV not dead yet. Another Reaper in production. Try to chase the SCV. Zergling bringing it around. That Spine Crawler is mostly done. The Queen's about to come out. He needs to kill. Oh, it's gonna be very close. It's gonna be very... The Queen can one-shot. No, no, no. All right, got the SCV. I know. And the Rich Vespine Geyser's on the way. And wait, now the Reaper's on the inside. Oh my. Well, the drones have to be pulled up. He's mining the Rich Vespine. That's the important part of all this. And the Queen is able to box out the Reapers on either side. Maru, with quite a delayed command center to get this all going. That SCV. What? Are you can't hit it? You got... Hello? The Reaper! Hello? Oh my, it's stressing me out. I need to stop acting like I have a bad phone connection with Maru. Hello? No. Hello, world. Cyclone on the way. The Roaches headed to the north. The Reapers headed down the only lane where they don't scout the Roaches. So this game may just end. He has no idea about the Roaches. The Roaches are implied, but he has not seen them. There's going to be maybe one Cyclone. He has no Ravagers. Well, now he sees the Roaches. Neither side actually shooting at each other. He realizes now. Bunker on the way in the main, but there's actually no units to put in it. The Cyclone, but now he has high ground vision. Dark has that Overlord at the perfect spot, and there are two depots walling. that will actually supply block Maru. Not exactly what he wants right now, obviously, or ever, but I don't... How did Maru's cheese end up being better for Dark? I don't know. Like, what's the opposite of lactose intolerant? Like, lactose enthusiastic. Lactose deficient is Dark without going for a Ravager all-in, which was the problem last game, obviously. Now, Maru has stabilized. He has a bunker with enough SCVs to repair as long as the corrosive biles aren't so great in number they one-shot the whole bunker. I think you need 6 Ravagers for that. We will see now, though. I mean, a little bit of extra damage from the Ravagers themselves. He's just going for it. He gets the bunker. There's a... Oh, but there's a Ravager over here! And he's... But now the Banshee's out, and the Ravager becomes the Ravagee. We'll see if we can navigate the corrosive biles. Not a particularly difficult process. The Banshee trying to... It's actually just right-click, which is creating issues. Dark throws out a corrosive bile. The mining here every 7 seconds or so is going to be very annoying. Banshee redirecting. The Ravagers are just leading it on a round-the-world trip here. He just gets interrupted mining about once every 7 seconds. All right, the micro continues. And, oh, there is Cloak. Oh, that's a bit disastrous. And a Reaper finishes off the Ravager. There is a Spore, but did he wall in one of his drones with the speed? He did not. And now some drones are dying to the Banshee. 4 SCVs died. Were those just the ones to the Ravagers on the other side? Unclear. Brenda, where are you going? Ah! Well... okay. Well, this Banshee is making things very difficult. Oh, but there's more Ravagers! The 2 Ravagers that escaped persecution by the Banshees. No. Huh. Well. I feel like we just did this. I did. The Ravager getting attacked by the Banshee and the Reaper at the gold base. Dark is gonna have 4 bases soon. Their drones just all over the place. The Banshees have done good damage, but how is Maru? Yeah, Maru's just now putting barracks 2 and 3 online. He's building 4 and 5. Feels like Susan, get over here. But I get joint paid off of creep. Yeah, we all... Do you hear anybody else complaining? No? Okay, get with the program. I don't... Oh, shut up. +1/+1. On the way. For both sides, actually. Maru with a bit of an advantage. And, wow. I have no idea who's winning. Like... It feels like Maru is bringing together the right army composition, but unlike last game, Dark is going to have a stable economy and most of his tech. So, somehow this game may have gone from, like, a 2-pronged cheese, which don't ask how that works, okay? Like, into a full-on macro game. With, well, as we kind of somersaulted downhill into it, but the Queen's gathering. Dark has a solid economy for what he's trying to accomplish here, especially considering the gold. Guess who's back? The Ravager at the gold. Hive is on the way. Metabolic... I was about to say metabolic boost. Like someone who's just reading off the upgrades for the first time in their career. It's like, oh, he's getting the metabolic boost for his groove spines and his hydralisks. Why am I saying it like that? That's just putting a weird inflection on it. Anyway, circling speed. No Baneling Nest yet. Maru doesn't even have Combat Shield, as the add-on time has been a bit stressed lately. But once that Combat Shield is on... Wait, does he have an armor? No, he has no access to 2-2. Dark has not started 2-2 either. We're just gonna go at it with these mid-game armies here. Here comes the Roach Hide Ravager, beautiful concave. Still, Combat Shield starts mid-fight, knocks out one of the siege tanks. A lot of transfuse on the Queens, holding for now. But Maru still has a lot of damage output with those siege tanks on the back line, and the Banshee's even helping out. Any Zerglings that get through. But Dark does have Hive done. He's actually, what? That's another Roach. He killed 3 SCVs. They just keep sending out one Roach at a time like this is a MOBA. And another Roach Ravager. He's looking for a huge flank, and here comes Dark from the back. The timing is good. Corrosive Bowels at the front. Another wave. Knocks down the siege tanks. I think he got a medevac as well. The Queens are closing in. And Dark with a full Zerg sandwich with a juicy Terran meat in the middle. Vipers on the way. Maru just now progressing to the next level. He's just now getting the armory. His 4th base. I don't think he has 2 factories. He just has the 1. Gunning down more Queens. But the Roach Ravager. And now, din, 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 a new wave approaches. I love how he just keeps sending it. All right, like, he can't stop, he won't stop. Dark with less APM than the Terran player. 430 is definitely nothing to sneeze at, all right? But actually kind of on the low side for top-tier Zergs. Cyril's also on the lower side, though, so might be a trend. Maybe working smarter is better than working harder. Like and subscribe. Lurkers on the way. Surprised the Lurker Den didn't come alongside the Hive, but better late than never. Well, he got him. He got that Roach. These Roaches keep dragging him back. I can't, like, they just keep sparring in the middle of the field. Well, not really sparring. This is a fight to the death. It's just they're so exhausted they go back to their corners for a bit. From start to, well, here now, this game has been back and forth. And both sides simultaneously. But the Vipers are the next impending threat. Blinding Cloud to break up the bio ball and make the siege tank's obsolete. He still has enough energy for maybe Parabomb. Another Blinding Cloud gets both tanks. The Concave with the Hydras is looking really good. Corrosive Bile almost gets one of the medevacs. There's enough energy for Abduct as well, if that's the direction he wants to go. He denies Maru's 4th base. He yanks a tank in from the high ground, and Maru taps it out. GG. Dark. He turned around the bunker rush into the Roach timing, and he used the map against him. This most difficult map for the Zergs. Maru down 2-1, as Dark refuses to die by convention, but instead lives by chaos. Zergling speed coming in as an afterthought. Kind of forgot the Lurkers, but at the end of the day, that was more than enough army. And Maru overestimating the power of siege tanks. They're so good in the right spot, but on the open field, against someone who uses Ravagers like Dark does, they're a liability. Also, the lack of upgrades really showed there by the end. But here we go. Game 4, match point for Dark. I'm just impressed that game managed to go so many rounds. I really thought at multiple times either player would have the game-winning ticket. Between the Ravager timing with almost nothing back at home to defend, and then the Banshees with literally no detection. But they both just kept going. Right up until they did. What is this? 3 racks Reaper? Oh, a Beyond Special. Ah, the Reaper cheese. A different angle here. We'll see what Dark's take on defending it is. So that 3rd racks is the real kicker. 2 racks Reaper, you can take a 3rd. It's a pain, but you can take a 3rd. You don't have to get your tech out as quick. If you don't realize it's 3 racks Reaper, though, by the time you're reacting, by the time you are dealing with those Reapers, you don't have time to get Zergling speed. You don't have time to get roaches. If you make a misstep and lose a queen or two, the game just spirals out of control. Like, it's impossible to recover from that against a player who's awake and microing their Reapers. So, Maru relying on the element of surprise. I wonder if he'll hold on to the extra Reapers until he knows he's going to get some damage done. I doubt it. I think you just send it across. And he sees there's no overlords on the path. Like, Dark may be able to suspect this based on the timing of the command center, or lack thereof. But it's very hard to read without actually seeing the third barracks. So, yeah, Zergling speed is on the way. Dark not going for that quick 3cc, that gasless play. Queens going back and forth. They're not getting greedy at all. Let's see what he does with these overlords finishing another round of Zerglings. He sees the command center timing. I think he's worked it out. Man, going for the queens is Maru. Hasn't lost any Reapers yet. 10 seconds on Ling speed. Engineering bay. I'm just... Oh, he's gonna go for the add-ons. And the timing is very good, but he wants to flank the Reapers. 7 Reapers out there, 8. But there's actually no escape from this position. Dark has committed a lot of Zerglings, but the Reaper slipped away, and he might not have enough Zerg. He gets one. Oh, and he can jump there. At the front there, 2 reactors. He may be able to just kill outright. I think he has time for it. Maru still has the opportunity to cancel him. He does. All right, at the last second, gets the money back. Most of it. 3/4. This has been an amazing series. You might be like, Winter, you're just biased for Dark. And to that I say, hell yeah, brother. I mean, I'm completely unbiased. But it depends on who's asking, really. +1 stim. Maru. Still a bunch of Reapers on the field. Dark committed a lot of potential economy into those Lings, and he didn't get the Reapers. So getting the reactors is very nice, but getting the Reapers is much nicer. So without getting the Reapers, oh, the Reapers can just get in there, because of course they can. Double Evo chamber. Cool. Oh, he got the drone taking down the mineral wall. Disgusting. What a play. But Dark is already expanding the north side. He'll be okay when it comes to the expansions outright, but Maru going to have a dangerous medevac timing. At 2 medevacs, 20 Marines. He's still got the Reapers as well, which, considering there's no Baneling nest, which obviously means no Baneling speed, it's going to be difficult to deal with this first wave of Marine medevac. Double hatchery expand. No combat shield. Dark is supply blocked from one of his scouting or map overlords going down. The queens are gathering. The queen moot again. The queens march to war. Again, they have to hold the line. The transfuse is across it. A lot of the DPS used on the hatcheries. Or the hatchery, rather. But the queens holding it together. One goes down, another one. But the biomass, the +1 attack is so helpful here. The queens. We held Brenda. What did it cost, Susan? Everything. 2 queens survive. Maru got as much as he could hope for. Those are the final 2 queens. 7 of them died. That siege tank at the watchtower, providing vision and walling it off. So, making things even more difficult. But Dark kept the hatchery alive, which means he has both the production and the extra economy. Maru does not, and Dark noticing now, Maru does not have a third. Does he even have a third build? He does not. He's on a 2-base all-in. So Dark just needs to live. Easier said than done. 1-1 is completing. Bane speed is still too far out. Dark realizes. That siege tank taken out by the flank, but the banelings trickling through. Oh, they don't have speed though. They're just too slow. And now backed up into a corner, but that just gives more of a firing line. And now he's back for the queens. GG, Maru strikes back. And we're all tied up 2-2. What a series. Again, Maru finds a decisive timing. And he's able to take down Dark. Dark, if he's not able to get that early damage done, struggling to deal with the follow-up from Maru. Of course, this time around, Maru hit him with the 3-Rex Reaper, and it wasn't the decisive factor, but it certainly contributed. Dark investing in all those lings and not getting the Reapers, that was another half-dozen drones that could have been. So, we go into the decider, as is only appropriate with these two. It's 2-2 on Site Delta. Some of the most entertaining games in a tournament full of them. Maru's like, yeah, those Reapers were a good idea, I think. I'm reminded again of the match like a year and a half ago when Beyond started this 2-Rex Reaper style, because of course he did. And he played it against Dark like 3 times in a row. And on the 3rd game, Dark asked him, how many times are you going to do this? Because nobody's going Reapers at that time. He said, until I win. Did Beyond. And he's refined that style. For a little while, like 6 months ago, it became kind of the main style, probably the most common. And this isn't it. This is 3-Rex Reaper, which is a lot more all-in and dangerous. Not the 2-Rex kind of macro 3-Reaper style. But the key is it's so ambiguous. You don't know how many Reapers it's going to be. Of course, you know that it's going to be Marines to follow it up, but that doesn't necessarily help. So, but where was I? Oh, yeah. So Beyond did end up winning that 3rd game. And then Dark crushed him, I think, the one after it again. But the point being, Reaper's still a very dangerous part of the early game. And you step one toe off the creep, or even on the wrong direction on it. And those Reapers will kill your queens, your Zerglings, your drones, your pride. And so much more. Not even once. So, here we go again. Maru saying if it ain't broke, ain't no reason to call an SCV to fix it. Oh, but the queen almost gets the first one, which would help out so much. Zergling speed on the way, though a little later, as Dark went for a quick 3rd. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep it. There's going to be so many Reapers, and it's so risky to pull the queens off the line. And by the line, I mean whatever the creep is, for the most part. Alright. Oh my god. They're multiplying. Meanwhile, the double reactor back at home. Dark cancels the hatch. Loses the drone, but it bought him time. Maru with his 2nd CC on the way, so Dark still has 2 bases to just 1. Dark is adapting, as any good Zerg would. He's not going so much for the mass Zergling, though he has several out there, maybe a dozen or so. He's getting a Roach one and 2 more gases. And 2 more gases. And if he starts a lair before anything else, I've got my suspicions. Is there an overlord? There's no overlord up there, but there's the gas. Queen's coming off the line. Does he go straight for the roaches? Or does he go for the lair? He has the gas. He's getting on supply block. Straight for the roaches. So we're on the side of the map. We're on the wrong side of the map, which is the left one. The right side is, of course, the right side, to have those add-ons protected. Maru chose to do this build on the more vulnerable side of the map to send out the Reapers. You could always bring your barracks back, I guess, in past the wall, but that would take extra time and slow things down. So Dark is going to look to bust through the add-ons, uninstall them, and then get into the base. And he's quite committed to the idea. Even though Maru only has 32 SCVs, Dark has not built a drone for about a minute now. Roach coming across the map. Meet and greet with the Reapers. Don't want to meet them in real life. Never meet your heroes. Or Reapers. Oh, but wait, he pushes him down the caution tape here. But wait, there's roaches! Gets one of the Reapers. And the Ravagers pick off another. One for the road. Bunker on the way. And, whoop, the Zerglings. The Zerglings catching maybe one of the Reapers. Gets away. Grenade. Death pop. And the add-ons will crumble. Reactors taken down. Maru's actually supply blocked. He's building another depot. The Ravager is just breaking down the door. Stim should be done. It is. Nothing else. +1 infantry weapon is on the way. Dark still not building any drones. He wants to break through and win here and now. There's really not that much production for Maru. Dark with so many Zerglings behind this. He's looking to break the barracks themselves. But with +1 about to complete, Maru will hit the stims and try to stand his ground. That one bunker is delaying everything here. Siege tank complete. I'm sure we'll be coming to the edge of the ramp momentarily. He loses one of the racks. Another one will be forced to be lifted. 10 drones on the way, as Dark acknowledging it may not end here. But that means Maru gets some time. He's going for the Overlord, which removes the high ground vision. The Overlord, amusingly the most valuable unit there. A scan. He spots the drones. I don't know if he knew the hatch was even up. Or wasn't sure of it, at least. Obviously, he suspected. So, things slow down just a bit. As Dark no longer has the ability to pressure Maru, but Maru is limited to just a couple medevacs to try to chase down Dark. The upgrades will be in the Terran's favor. The Queens will strongly, politely, yet firmly, sir! Ta-da. Now, there's not much home to defend. The Queens themselves aren't going to be enough. Trying to pull back. Ravager becomes the next target. One Queen turns around, picks up, gets out. Takes a couple more needles, but... Dark supply blocked with another map over again. But he's up to 62 drones. Maru is now building a third command center. He's not relying on this 2-base timing, which is very good. Another couple Overlords could get picked off here. Goes for the stims. Targets one, pulls back. The creep spread is minimal, as Dark was so focused. I don't think he had any extra Queens for creep spread, nor real time to focus on it. So that is an extra benefit for Maru, is the lack of creep spread makes it a lot easier to catch your opponent off guard, or just get damage done with the medevacs, even if they do know where they are. Because, of course, many units struggle off the creep. One in particular. No. Nidus. On the way. Here we go again. 50 supply lead, but... Wait, does he have an infestation? But no, it's just Roach Nidus to start. Ravager's gone down. 50 supply lead for Dark, but that... well, that does mean something. It does mean a lot. Especially with the upgrades being dead even right now. And Nidus in the main. The minimap tells the story. Here comes Dark. 1 tank, 2 tank, red tank, but more importantly, blue tank. And the third base. Oh, using the siege tank fire against the SCVs. The Nidus shut down. SCVs dying, but at the same time, the Medivacs able to get damage done on Dark's third. 17 SCVs to 5 drones killed. Obviously, favors Dark, but the Medivac's still finding damage. How many queens in total? There are only 3 queens left. He targets 1. The Monarchy being reduced by the second. The 4th base is spotted by a scan that I assume he cast on the minimap, based on how far off it was. Just whipping it out there. Tunneling Claws. The one underburrowed, underhanded? The one strategy we haven't seen yet. The slippery Tunneling Claws Roaches, which a lot of the time are not so great against Terran, because Terran have scans, it's not too costly to go for it. But when you have map control, and your opponent is on a very limited number of orbitals, like we're not at 20 minutes with 17 orbitals and the entire map taken. No, Maru is struggling to get to 150 supply right now. So, he's just gonna pop out the roaches. He's like, hey, how you guys doing? It's like, all right. Nope. I don't. Queen comes in, queen goes out. You can't explain that. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to analyze this ingenious play. So, Dark is working on 2-2. This is all buying time. All right. And the roaches will eventually get cleaned up, but with a siege tank in the main base, though every unit that gets pulled out of position makes it that much easier for the roaches at the third. Makes it that much easier for the roaches to get damage at the third. Dark is nearly maxed out. Does he have a hive on the way? No. He does. Meow. Groove Spines, Tunneling Claws, +2 ranged attack, +2 Carapace, and a new car. Maru? Oh no. Roach sign. He's spotted. I think he may have seen the Tunneling Claws upgrade come up on the roaches. They get new fancy shiny horns or whatever. Spikes in their face. That's for the... looks like a tropical retreat for these drones, which will successfully hide them from the Medivacs as stay in the trees. Meanwhile, roaches in the main, but not enough to deal with these. There are some roaches at the third base as well, but the Marine Ball is just tearing through. Down go the Ravagers. He picks up and he gets out. 20 Hydras in production. The roaches at the third base. Maru struggling to deal with it. He burrows the roaches and sends them 3 different directions. Maru scans. I don't think he killed a single one of these roaches. They all got away. What an aptly named unit. Another base going to be targeted. The Hydra's going to help out a lot, pin cushioning those Marines, but Maru is slowly but surely grinding up the supply count. Medivac taken down, and that means some of the Marines are left behind. Corrosive Biolands. Vikings on the way to deal with some of these overlords. A Nidus in the main. Hello? 3 Vipers at a time. And he's just, wow. God, that's just disrespectful. Which has never stopped Dark before. There are scans. Roach Hydra, though, in position. A lot of the Marines taken down before they can get anything meaningful done. The Roaches, with their extra regen underground, may take a second scan. Cutting into the economy just by existing. They're like children. Roach is on the way. And, what is this? A traffic jam? Oh my god. The Ravagers phasing through each other. Roach at the natural. There's still roaches in the base. And Maru did not invest in the Fumigator upgrade, or even cheaper, a Raven, because what Terran would debase themselves like that? Oh my god. Two scans for one roach. Really? Okay, well apparently tunneling claw is the most valuable upgrade a Zerg can get. At least when Dark gets it. The corrosive bile knocking down another tank. It feels like Maru's struggling, but he's got the supply and he's working on 3-3. The Vipers are out. The map control has gone to Dark, but Maru keeps stabbing in with these bio groups that are doing a lot of damage. He's killing more Hydras. It's not like Dark has a ton of money in the bank either. Picks up. It's like Dark moving to intercept here. But the Medivacs dodge away. Dark just going to attack directly. Sensor tower will spot this for Maru. Liberators. Yanks in the Vikings. Knocks them down. Get over here. Just whatever. You too. Come on. Liberator dragged out of siege mode. Corrosive bio wave dodged away. And there's just not enough here for Dark to deal with this directly. He still has the Vipers. Still a lot of energy. A Blinding Cloud or Parasitic Bomb. The other two need to regen some. One of the Medivacs comes back around. Did another Medivac come in? I'm not sure what happened here, but takes down one, takes down two, and saves the base. Another army headed north. Dark has very little creep spread, so he doesn't actually see this coming. Maru still, he has the upgrades. He's building ghosts, while Dark has been incredibly, incessantly, and infuriatingly annoying. Maru has been building up momentum this whole time. He's gonna have the upgrades, and there's a reason why you usually need either lurkers. Oh my, I'll expect some of us in the wreckage, brothers. Oh, those Medivacs on the run. Parasitic Bomb? Or... Oh, wait. Oh, no! Oh. It's a disaster. I think Maru tried to split it to convince Dark that, like, those were empty. But he actually split off the Medivacs full of units towards the Hydras. So that's actually quite a blow. Like... Losing that supply now, it takes Maru from nearly maxed out to 170. A couple EMPs, but enough energy still to yank in these tanks. Gonna lose one Viper. Corrosive Bile knocks the Liberator into a very stressful state that will require repair. Somehow missed one of those biles. And, oh, here we go. Yanks it in. Two tanks. 1, 2, 3. The Hydras going for the orbital. Corrosive Bile. Cool Ravagers don't look at explosions. A Nidus in the main. Maru. Double drop. He can maybe kill this hatch. He very likely will kill this hatch. And that knocks Dark back to 4 bases. Maru still on 4. Hello? And the Lurkers. Gonna be forced to pick up. And what's in the main base of Maru? Is that where the rest of the Lurkers went? Indeed. Dark inside the main, looking to bookend this series. Game 1, an early game, about as early as you could ever get at Nidus. Game 5, a Nidus full of Lurkers, knocking down the Medivacs. Maru falling apart. The siege tanks just taken all the way down. The third base is overrun. The command center is dead. The ghosts are desperately lining up shots. But none of these units matter. Nothing matters to Dark except victory. Maru is evacuating his main base. But where does he have to go? Another siege tank dead. The Lurkers are gutting the main. 3 Nidus Worms there. Another siege tank taken down. Maru trying to put out fires when the world is burning. The entire main base is gone. Dark's economy is still fully intact. He's opened up a 50 supply lead and counting. He has more Lurkers than there are ghosts, and it's not close. 21 Lurkers. And he's killing Maru from the inside out. Maru's trying to stop the bleeding. The final wave of Lurkers. He has both lurker upgrades. Dark dunks into the ground. I don't know if there are any... He only has one orbital. There's no detection. There's no ravens. There's no hope. There's nothing left. Double parasitic bomb. The ghosts are coming up. The medevac's doing maximum damage. The lurkers are in the main. They're outside the third. It's everywhere. There's nothing left for Maru. There's no stopping the darkness. JJ, 3-2. The final boss does it again.
Hell, it's about time.
I don't know. I don't know how he does it. But somehow, he finds a way. Dark finds a way. Probably the most entertaining. I know I clickbait every other series as the most entertaining, but that's because it's true. Okay. I won't apologize for the truth. But hopefully, and I will apologize if it did make your day just a little bit better. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you got the means and motivation, be awesome to check out Patreon or YouTube membership. But if you're liking and subscribing, it's still free for now. And if you haven't checked out the second channel, Winter Gaming TV, even more content. If you got enough hours into the day, I'm not here to judge. But thank you for watching. I'm going to go take a cold shower. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.